Good afternoon, everybody, and good morning to everyone in Japan. Today, we are going to be writing more Viable. As many of you probably know, it is earlier than I initially planned to stream. Good afternoon, everybody. There's an echo. Good morning to everyone. Mute that. Yep. It is earlier than I initially planned on streaming, and that is because I was called into work today, which is not a fun thing. And the reason I was called into work right before Christmas is because someone else asked off, and they didn't plan for that to happen, but it's okay. I'm not too upset. It's just wish they didn't ask me off on my off day. Instead, planned around it and had someone else come in, or maybe had a substitute teacher. But it's only for the morning, so just ruined my plans. That's all. Just made me have to reschedule everything. Anyway, not upset. Just chilling. Today we're going to be working on Viable again. We're going to be working more on Lucy, and her first scene in the story. We will be, we'll be working on that and getting into her character more. All right, so first things first, let's get in here. If you would like to see my website, just go down to the description down here. Boop. And then you go to, you go to this right here, www.viablemanga.com. Click on that. It will open a new tab, and here you can see where the website is. It's an incomplete website because I haven't completed the first chapter. Hello, Imagine Rejector. It's good to see you at the beginning of the stream. And yes, I do hope work will still be as fun as possible. I do love kids, so it shouldn't be that big of a deal, but it is what it is. I originally planned on starting this stream at 10 a.m. my time, which is more like 7 p.m. y'all's time, but that's all good. It is 3 p.m. now, so I woke up early again to work on this. I can do it one more time, maybe. The thing is, if I do it one more time, it'll be a Saturday on my end, and that same Saturday I'll be going to America, so I think I might be able to do one more stream. Anyway, for those who do not know, this is my manga. It is called Viable, and it is a copyleft manga, meaning that you are free to copy, distribute, and modify it, so long as you credit me by including this information, and also making your derivatives copyleft as well. That is the main idea of it. If you would like to know more, there's a Q&A on this website that is under the copyright tab. As for the story of Viable, it is set in an alternate history Japan, where this guy, Inejiro Asanuma, never dies. In our real life, this young boy named Otoyo Yamaguchi stabbed Inejiro Asanuma. Inejiro Asanuma was a Socialist Party leader, and basically the glue that was holding the party together. And when he died, the Socialist Party died with him, basically. It kind of deteriorated over time. That being said, after that moment, a lot of people who were right-leaning said that if this never happened, then Japan may have fallen towards communism, or leaned towards communism or socialism, because this guy's a pretty extremist politician, very strong political beliefs on the left. And yeah, see, it says here the Japanese Socialist Party had been an unhappy marriage between far left socialists, centrist socialists, and right socialists who had been forced together in order to oppose the consolidation of conservative parties into the Liberal Democratic Party in 1955. And the LDP is the current ruling party of Japan, which is a conservative party. And so this guy was a charismatic figure who had been able to hold many of these mutually antagonistic factions together through the force of his personality. So yeah, under his leadership, the party had won an increasing amount of seats in the Diet, and then his death deprived the party of that leadership, and the other guy who became a part of the party, the head of the party, was a centrist, and yeah, it caused infighting in the party and damaged its ability to present a cohesive message to the public. And over the rest of the 60s and going forward, the socialists in the Diet continued to decline until the party's extinction in 1996. Will Inejiro Asanuma and Otoyo Yamaguchi ever appear in the story? I don't think so. I believe the death penalty does exist in Japan, even now. And I would assume that Otoyo Yamaguchi, for the attempted assassination of Inejiro Asanuma, would have been arrested and probably sentenced to death. I don't know if attempted murder is equivalent to murder. So maybe not sentenced to death, but definitely be in prison. Maybe he never attempted it, but I think it's more likely that we'd have it to where he attempted it and failed. So instead of it being an assassination attempt in my story, it is an attempted assassination attempt. And he failed. And so socialism thrived. They gained more seats in the Diet. They started influencing public life. And now Japan is a socialist/communist country. And it is more akin to the CCP, the Chinese Communist Party, and the USSR than it is to current Japan. And this character, who I'm going to redraw, I actually really want to do that before I actually get to drawing the story, the manga. I need to redesign him. His name is Vassa. He is a USSR detective. He makes a disastrous mistake in Russia that led to the death of a young civilian. And his public image was tarnished in that country, and so his superiors transfer him to work side by side with Soviet Russia's closest ally, Japan. So a foreigner in a strange new land, Vassa begrudgingly works with the local policemen to both solve crime and intercept any coup attempts against the current ruling party, the Nihon Shakaito, also known as the Japan Socialist Party. I put begrudgingly. I think his personality at the time when I was writing him then, in my head, it was more like he doesn't want to be there, but he is. But now I'm like, yeah, he's okay with being there. He just got trauma, and he still loves kids. So anyway, Lucy. This is who we're going to be writing about today, and it's the same person over here too. Lucy, this spunky 6-year-old girl, suddenly appeared one day while Vassa was working on the case. Actually, it's this case that we are writing for the first chapter, actually. Magic Ejector says true, but Asanuma could play a role of some kind. We could implement him. He would be the party leader, and even in the LDP, the Liberal Democratic Party, the same person, Shinzo Abe, had been a... Yes, Lucy is looking at Lucy. Shinzo Abe had been a part of the Liberal Democratic Party and had been the prime minister for a long time. And he was eventually assassinated too. Where are we? But it was after he had retired. Where's the LDP? There it is. Okay. Yeah, and he's the current prime minister as a part of the LDP. And let's see who was... Yeah, it was much more... Yeah. So the LDP had managed to win elections for over 3 decades. It got out of power in 1990, 1993, because they split. And then in 1994, the Japanese Socialist Party left the LDP. Yeah, there's a lot of political stuff that happens. I'm wondering when Shinzo Abe started, because he was there for a while, if I remember correctly. In 2006. Okay. So yeah, he was basically prime minister for 20 years. And the leader of the LDP was this guy in the 60s, and he ruled as the prime minister until the 70s. So he only did it for about 10 years. So maybe Asanuma wouldn't be in power necessarily, but he could have been prime minister for 10 years or so, 10 or 11 years. Yeah. So we could include Asanuma. He would still be alive in this story. He would be more like Shinzo Abe was after he retired. But anyway, we're going to be writing about Lucy today. Either way, she is able to help him visualize things that he would otherwise be impossible. After all, she is only in his head. We don't know if she is the manifestation of his trauma, if she is an actual ghost. But we do know that she's there and that we're writing her. She speaks Japanese, which is very interesting, because Vassa doesn't speak Japanese. He only speaks a little bit, enough to get around. And so in the story so far, we just met Lucy, right? So that's what we did last time. We just met Lucy. And the scene is the cops are going to the hideout. There was a hideout that they had found because, so to set it up, there is a son of a politician, of a Socialist Party politician, who was kidnapped. And Vassa and what's her name? Hana. Hana is another police detective who is the poster child of the Socialist Party inclusion initiative. I wanted to include some not very well known facts that socialism actually encourages more female equality and like gender equality and stuff, which is actually quite interesting because the way they approach it is more of equality of opportunity, not opportunity, equality of outcome rather than equality of opportunity. Conservatives tend to lean more towards equality of opportunity, which means everyone has the right to try to be something, and equality of outcome is more like you have the right and there needs to be like a 50-50 split, right? And so we're going to prevent the hiring of some people and encourage the hiring of other people. And that's where you get things like, in America, we have affirmative action, which was deemed unconstitutional. Is that what it's called? I think that's what it's called. Yeah, the practice or policy of favoring individuals belonging to a group regarded as disadvantaged or subject to discrimination. It's a positive discrimination. Yeah. So the idea is basically in colleges, Asian people, for example, they're overrepresented in colleges, and black people or African Americans, depending on what you say. I'm from Memphis, where they prefer to be called black, so I say black. Black people were underrepresented in colleges, and so they would this is a very controversial thing, but they would basically make it to where you had to have much higher test scores as an Asian person or even a white person to be enrolled in a school, and they lowered the bar for black people. That was deemed unconstitutional by the United States Supreme Court this year, and so it's only a recent thing. But yeah, the Socialist Party and left-leaning people are the ones who encourage that sort of equality, which is different than equality of opportunity, which basically is like, okay, we don't discriminate based on race, gender, political ideology, and different things. That's equality of opportunity, where you're allowed to work here so long as whatever you're doing isn't a detriment to the work, right? So in Hana's case, she would be joining as a result of the Socialist Party's inclusion initiative, which would be a equality of outcomes initiative, and she would be the first of hopefully many, is what they would say, to be included as a result of that. And this will be a part of her character as well. She's very insecure about whether or not she wants to be, whether or not she's there because of her abilities or because she was just put in there by the Socialist Party. And we may include that conversation with Vassa today. So it depends on how far we get. It's a very difficult conversation to have, I would say, because again, it's very political. Hopefully I didn't show exactly my beliefs on this, because I don't want to like be like, oh, this is bad, this is good, you know, when writing a story. I want to be more apolitical and have people think about it. Hey Rihanna, how you doing? Hey, won't be staying as long today, but I'm here. That's great to have you. But yeah, I don't want it to be too political, too politically biased, I guess. I actually am a very political person, as most Americans are, but I'm trying to put my knowledge of politics inside, rather than just, you know, saying this is the right answer, right? So that's how I'm approaching it. But anyway, Lucy's here. We're gonna be starting. So they're on a case with Hana and a what was it called? The Socialist Party's politician. His son was kidnapped, and we found out last time that it was as a result of the son's own doing, his own hubris. He messaged the rebels through a courier, and then we did the investigation scene in stream 3, and in stream 4 we went from the investigation scene. We added a little bit of a funny thing with Hana and Vassa, where their personalities clash. We showed that Vassa was worried about the kid. We showed that Hana was worried about just doing her work, which is both works out for their personalities. And then we entered the house. Which has I'm not sure if it's a warehouse or a house. It's a hideout. And we showed the door from the inside, and they kicked it open, and Vassa enters an office by himself. The other policemen are going to other rooms and behind him. And he moves into the office cautiously, gun in hand. He turns on the light, flickers on. See a bigger establishing shot of the room, showing the couch, a desk, and an office chair. The desk is very disorganized, with drawers open and letters scattered across the surface. Vassa investigates the desk. looking for secret compartments and other things, and he finds nothing. He takes out his walkie-talkie and says that we've got letters here, referring to the letters on top of the desk. And Hana replies, I'll be up there after I finish investigating this room. Then suddenly Vassa sees a dodgeball tossed up lightly from behind the couch, as if it's a child throwing it, because it was. He starts to slowly walk into the corner of the couch, getting closer and closer until, bang, a little girl lying on the couch points her finger at him as if it were a gun. Bang, she says. Vassa is dumbstruck. He's incredibly surprised to find a little girl in this investigation scene. I got you, she says to him. He stares for a second more. She repeats herself. I got you. Vassa quickly holsters his gun. Ah, you got me. He pretends to be shot. Lucy's face lights up. Did I really get you? Yeah, you really got me. Vassa falls on the couch as if he's writhing in pain. Lucy jumps up and down on the couch and laughs. I threw a ball so you would look at that instead of me, she says excitedly. I'll help you. She's being really cute. She struggles to get off the couch, runs behind the couch, comes back with a box of forehead cooling pads, struggles to get back on the couch, and walks on top of him to gently put it on his forehead unevenly. It isn't cool, Vassa thinks to himself, and she's weightless, so I'm going to say this pad isn't cool. This pad. This pad isn't cool, and she's weightless. And then Hana comes. Why are you on the couch? Hana comes into the office. Vassa sits up and instinctively tries to take off the forehead cooling pad, only for him to notice that it's not there at all. So, that's where we ended the stream yesterday. That's where we ended stream number 5. Now it is stream number 6. We are going to talk about, number 1, why doesn't Vassa inform Hana of Lucy immediately? We need to figure out a reason as to why Vassa doesn't tell Hana immediately about the girl, right? So he thinks that she's an actual girl, but he soon discovers that only he can see her and only he can hear her. And 2, how does Vassa know that Hana didn't see Lucy? And Imagine Rejector suggested last time that did you see that? See what? Dialogue. And that has some potential. All right, let's get into it. Number 1. Time to set up a poll. Hey, it's me. Or Q&A. How does Vassa? Why doesn't Vassa immediately inform Hana of Lucy? Maybe he assumes that she is there. So my question, I guess, is how does Vassa know that Hana can't see her? Is Lucy ever present, or does she disappear sometimes and reappear? That is a good question. Lucy can disappear and reappear whenever she wants. She's an enigma. She kind of pops in and out of reality, and to Vassa's frustration sometimes, I'm sure. I should probably pause my stream here so that way it doesn't lag my streaming. But yeah, it's a good question. I think that could be a thing. He turns and sees Lucy. Maybe he sees Lucy freak out, and because another person shows up and she just out of existence. She pops herself out of existence. That could be a thing. Do we want that? So, I think what we should discover is that Vassa discovers that Lucy isn't actually there. So the question is, how do we show that? And we can include the did you see that, see what in that as well, because if Lucy pops out of existence, he turns to Lucy, who, if Lucy pops out of existence, he'll just be like, what? And then he points to where Lucy was and asks her, did you see that? And then Hana looks at where he's pointing and like looks past, and he says, see what? And he's like, oh, I thought I saw something. Well, you gotta get your eyes checked and stop lazing around. I think she could disappear, but Vassa doesn't initially realize. So he tried telling Hana, but seeing that she's not there, he thinks maybe she went to another room or is hiding in the current room. That could be possible. We could also explore the possibility of Hana knowing that Vassa saw a child. Let's see. He goes to look for her, but Hana says, what child? And asks about the letters again. Yeah. But if there's a child, I don't think Hana would just immediately be like, oh, well, I don't see one, so I guess she's not here, you know? So it's like, maybe, because they would probably try to explore the house and see different things. And then if Lucy shows up again, that may be a surprise for Vassa. Because he would be out of the house at that point, and she just pops up again. That would be funny though, because if they investigate the house and they didn't find a child, and then he's like wondering where'd that child go? Like, it all doesn't make sense, and he's walking back to the car, and while he's walking back to the car, he turns to his left and he sees that Lucy is holding his hand. Like, that would be a funny thing. That could be a thing. So I'm gonna start a poll. Poll time. Does Lucy, or I'm sorry, does Vassa, not a Q&A, I want a poll. Start a poll. Does Vassa tell Hana about the child? That he just saw. Yeah, if this were a horror, Lucy would be so scary. She's just a little girl, though. She's just a cute little girl. So he just sees her appear again. Yeah. So anyway, let's see. We got one vote for yes. I assume that's Rihanna. I'm okay with either situation. I'm neither here nor there. If no, we would probably have to have a reason as to why he wouldn't tell her. If yes, then he just tells her, and we have that little scene. Where he wonders where the child went. I'm curious as to what Imagine Rejector thinks. So. Also, I should inform Caleb while this poll is going on that I'm streaming currently. Joo. Share this. Hey Caleb, I'm streaming again. I appreciated that you popped by last time. So if you'd like to do it again, here it is. Here's Ted Link. All right. I've noticed that in the morning, man, there's like a cat screaming outside. What the heck? I've noticed that in the mornings. I tend to just forget to do things, and I get really like bleh, you know. But also, I'm more productive, strangely, and time tends to fly by faster. Yeah, it's weird. Alrighty, so we still only have one vote. I'm just gonna go with yes for now, until I see someone decide otherwise. Let's just go with that. All right. Because I also think it would be easier to write, and it makes more logical sense than if Vassa didn't tell her, and we had to come up with an excuse as to why he didn't tell her. Yes. He looks to see if Lucy is there. He looks around to find Lucy, only to see that she's not there anymore. While he's looking, he wants to talk to me. There's a little girl here. There was a little girl here, he says. A girl. Yeah, but she disappeared. She must have run off. Well, we'll... Well, if we find her, we'll put her in protective custody. Is that what it's called? Protective custody? It's a detention of a person for their own protection. She must the RUNNOFT. Run off. Alright, so why are you on the couch? Hana comes into the office. Vassa sits up and instinctively tries to take off the forehead. Cooling pad. Alright, Imagine Rejector says, last night I was thinking he shouldn't tell, but I feel like it'd be logical for him to want to say. You'd have to have a strong mental fortitude to not say anything because he'd be worried. That's true. That's true. So it's actually more in character, I think, for him to than it would be for him not to tell. So that's a good, solid. Yeah, and I felt the same way last night. For some reason, I wanted him to hide it. But thinking about it, it'd probably just be better for him to tell, like character-wise. I think I should do this. The dialogue should be on page 31. Page 31 would be, yeah. Okay. Yeah, but she disappeared. She must have run off. Let me think. Dialogue. Dialogue is fun. Well, if we find her, we'll put her into... It'd be protective custody, right? She may be related to one of the rebels. Which could help us find them. Oh, yeah. I forgot. Hold on. There was that one scene we said in the synopsis where Lucy was helping them figure out what car, and that they were at a yeah. I forgot. Lucy needs to pop up again. Man, it's crazy how much yeah, right here. Vassa discovers a black ball attached to a metal rod with the numbers and letter R on it. And Lucy plays with the apparitions of the clue, juggling, pretending it's a sword, and eventually pretending it's a gear shift in a car. And that's when they discover that it's for a Mitsubishi Cordia. This doesn't have to be at the place. They could be, they could go back to the station, the police station, and examine the evidence to do that. And that would allow for Hana to open up to Vassa in a moment of frustration because of that poster child for the regime thing. And that would be at her lowest point of the case, I think. She's incredibly frustrated. She's getting more and more frustrated. She hates the thought of not being able to solve the case because of the massive expectations placed on her. I think that can be an intensely stressful thing, and Vassa tries to help her out with that. Yeah. I think that could be cool. Very cool. Alright, so I'm gonna go with that. They do it in the evidence room, so Lucy already shows up again. Let's gather all the evidence here, and here is where we're gonna have Chekhov's gun, which is Chekhov's ball on stick. Pretty sure it's protective custody. Where would they find the gear shift, though? That's another question. Where would they find the evidence of the gear shift in the house? Maybe the garage, I would assume. They clear the house out. Would Vassa be one to discover it, or would a policeman be? Would they immediately know it's a gear shift? Huh. We need to figure out. So if the gear shift thing, because there's what a gear shift looks like. Right, it has that on it, and an R for gear stick, I guess. And we would be looking at an old one, which would be the Mitsubishi. I don't remember car names. Starts with a C. Cordia. Gear stick. This one? Maybe this one? Yeah, I think this one's what it would look like. Maybe they just pick up whatever they can find, and an officer grabbed the box with the part inside. They empty the box as in the evidence room, and then Lucy shows Vassa the clue. Yeah, that could work. Just get a bunch of boxes. All right. All right. So, man, it's early for me. I woke up at 5:30 a.m. It's already almost 7. Okay. So. Page 31. We're getting through this. Man, it's crazy how many pages we got done last time. That was like 10 whole pages in one day. Thinking about it, if I could do this every day. All right, bye Rihanna. Thanks for hopping in. I appreciate you. Rihanna's been giving really good advice and really good input, I think. In this specific case, it was more in character for him to tell Hana about the girl, about Lucy. But yeah. What was I saying? I was saying that something. Yes. I lost my train of thought. Anyway, yeah, it's pretty early for me. I usually don't wake up this early, but if we continue at the pace that we've been going, within a week we could finish 3 chapters worth of stuff, or 1 whole chapter. If we did it every day, but I don't think we're gonna do 10 pages every day. Yeah, that's right. If I could do 10 pages worth of writing every day, yeah, we could get it done in a week. The writing. I don't know. I'll have to think about that too, because in that case, I would also want to rewrite things to make it more coherent and different things. But honestly, at this point, I had the synopsis in my head. It's branched off quite a bit, but the main points on the main points on the synopsis are still mostly being followed. We branched away a little bit with. Originally, I was thinking the boy was like a toddler, the kidnapped boy. But then we thought, okay, hold on. What if he's a teenager who's rebellious? And then we implemented that into the story. And there's other things like, we first started off with Vassa just being introduced to Japan. So he flies in on an airplane. But then I just randomly changed that to the inside of the politician's house. So I was like, yeah, I think it'd be better to start here, and then I started it there. So I like the fact that I can just change things after writing a synopsis. And it's so much different now. And during the synopsis, we wrote about the Frederick's ataxia. So we kept that in. But I was just thinking that it was the son was just a little boy. See, I even write like the child. And they go on a raid. Yeah, this is 30 pages in. That's crazy. Man, that's wild, huh? Yeah. And here we wrote, during this experience, Vassa quickly realizes that he's the only one who can see Lucy. But now we just changed that to where he tells Hana about Lucy. So it's just little changes here and there that make the story, I think, better than how we originally wrote it. And that's the thing about writing stories. You got to write them and rewrite them until you think it's just about right, yeah? You still have the initial ideas in there, the initial thoughts, the initial themes, but it's branched out. We've included things that I never even thought we would include, like the scene with him. That's another thing that Rihanna suggested, is whenever the courier was in we did the investigation scene, and this here, when he points the gun on his forehead and says "last chance," that was her suggestion. And then we included that's another thing, we included the superior. That wasn't included in the synopsis. We included this awkward but funny conversation that was not included in the synopsis. That was very good with character. There's just so much we included. That's just fun. And I like this a lot. I'm having a lot of fun. I know today I'm more reminiscing than I'm writing, and it might be a little boring, but yeah. So anyway, how do we get from here? How do we get from here to the police station? Okay. We could just show the outside of the house on the next page. Okay, I'm imagining like they're having another conversation. Maybe, but I also just thought of something we could add. What can we add? What can we add? Let's keep going. I just thought of another conversation in the car, and Lucy is just sitting on his lap while they're talking. It's like, it's a shame we couldn't find that girl. And he's like, yeah. She's just right there. I think that would be funny. She's playing like a little girl in the car. That just popped in my head. Yeah. What's the other thing you thought of? Let's think of another thing. Yeah? We can keep adding stuff. I'm okay with adding things, so long as they are good. Yeah. Ah, that's true. I don't know if they have codes. I know, like, you know, it's like a lot of so if you've seen Monsters Inc., they have a code. I think it's like 4319 or something. And it's like an emergency call. I don't know if they have similar codes in Japanese, where it's basically like, there's a witness here, you know, sort of thing. We've got a potential witness. Maybe they do that, and Hana consoles Vassa to let them handle it while they head back to the station. Maybe they wait up before heading off to bring back evidence. Good work. That is a good idea. That would be funny. And then she's kind of concerned as to why, like, Vassa doesn't seem to have a reaction whenever because Lucy just shows up again. She would be a bit concerned as to why Vassa has no reaction as to why whenever she tells them that they couldn't find the girl. He'd be like, oh, okay. Or maybe Vassa stays with, since he'd know what she looks like. Very true. I like the idea of Lucy reappearing, though. And walking with him back to the car. And she appears in his lap. That's true. Yeah. She could just appear in his lap. Yeah, I think it'd be better, actually. Yeah, you're right. So he would be yeah. He would they would stay for a bit. He's frustrated that they couldn't find her because he was looking all over. And then when he gives up, she appears. Yeah. I like that. Yeah, that's good. And then she's like, look, I'm sorry you couldn't find her. And then he's just quiet, and she thinks he's sad or something. And he's just like, okay, you know, like, he's being kind of passive aggressive or whatever. But she's just, yeah, that'd be how Vassa learns others can't see her. Yeah. There was a little girl. Wearing a purple dress. Half Japanese? Do you think Lucy is half Japanese? I know, because she would be speaking Japanese, but she has brown hair. Does she look Japanese to you? Does Lucy look Japanese? That's a question. How would Vassa describe Lucy? Full time. Let's find out. Does Lucy have Japanese? I don't know. What do you think? Based on the art style. could be half Japanese, but I don't know what I'd say. I don't know either. The way I would describe Lucy, she's just a cutie patootie. That's usually how I just say it. You know, she has brownish hair. I'm looking at her on the screen. You could just say wearing a purple dress, maybe about 6 to 8 years old, right? Probably younger because she acted younger. So maybe 5 to 7 years old. Because why would her name be Lucy? That's another thing. Is that a name Vassa gives her, or does she proclaim it to be so? Because if she proclaims it, then that's a part of her story that she was originally named Lucy. And if it's a part of her story that she was originally named Lucy, why would she have an American name, right? Is Lucy... Is there a Russian equivalent? Oh, you can write it as that in Russian. Yeah. Lucia. She could be an American who learned Japanese. I think it'd be more likely, though, that she was a half American, half Japanese. Because, yeah, this is getting into stuff. Spoilers and things. Alright, I guess I'll just have to figure this out. I don't want to spoil nothing, but we can keep it a secret. Yeah? You okay with spoilers? Imagine Rejector? Yeah, it looks like you're the only one here, so, I don't know, there's gonna be a VOD, though, so other people can watch it. Okay. Lucy is a... Have I already told you what Lucy is? Like, have I already spoiled that for you? Or have I... Yep, awesome, okay. I already said it. So Lucy is a real person, right? So if she is a real person, then and not a manifestation of his trauma, then her name Lucy would be, I would think would be her own, rather than one that Vassa gives her. I don't think so. Oh, yep, I don't think so. Which one? I just spoiled it. The delay. That's okay. But at this point, the reader doesn't know that, right? The reader doesn't know that Lucy is a real person. I'm not going to say whether she's a ghost or something else, but she is definitely a real person. And so the question is, see, why is her name Lucy? And I think it's possible that an American and a Japanese person, like, she's half Japanese because of that. Oh, yep, I'm okay with spoilers. Okay, anyway, spoiler. She's a real person. So yeah, so the question is, no, you're fine. The spoiler is that she is a real person. And so we need to figure out, like, we'll be discovering more about her throughout the story, that she has real parents, that she has, and I would say they're both dead. She has, and so knowing her origin now at that point, what do you think? I can go to super spoilers and tell her exactly who she is if you want, but yeah. Do you want super spoilers? If so, say I want super spoilers in the chat. Otherwise, I'm just gonna hide that for now. I think her being a real person is already a pretty big spoiler, and Vassa discovers more about her. Okay, good. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, I won't give you the super spoiler. Like the end of the story spoilers. Yeah, I'm gonna hold that. She's a real person though, so Vassa's gonna discover more about her. Whether she's a ghost or something, we don't know. But I know, but you don't know. But she has real parents, a real genealogy, a real ancestry, which is important for our writing today. And how we need to figure out why her name is Lucy. I was wondering if Lucy was just a name in Russian. Lucy in origin. Lucy name origin. So it's a feminine name. It's an English feminine name derived from the Latin masculine name Lucius. Okay. Didn't know that. Saint Lucy. Yes. Yes, she is. Did I tell you, Caleb? Were you the one I spoiled it? Super spoiler? Did I give the super spoiler to you, Caleb? I think I did. I think I told him face to face, actually. Whenever I was hanging out with him and his wife, before I went to Japan. So Caleb knows. I think. Yeah, I don't know. I'm a quarter Japanese, and I kind of look it. And I can show you some half Japanese people, and we can go from there. Half Japanese toddlers. Half Japanese toddlers. My internet search history is going to be funny. Oh, that's good. See, this is a hafu. This is a half Japanese toddler. Kind of looks like Lucy. This one's a half Japanese toddler. I've seen some similar kids where I work too. I don't know what's going on there. That's like babies. I don't think that's a Japanese kid. Yeah, but this one's half. Has blonde hair. This is a half Japanese woman. Shut up, Caleb. Okay, Google. Smacks lips. Caleb, stop. Stop it. Yeah. Yeah, I think she could be half Japanese. Yeah, I give super spoilers. I already gave them to a few friends, I think. But they're not really involved with the writing process, though. Yeah, I think Lucy is an English name, so it would be common in America and England and other European English-speaking countries. Yeah, I think Lucy's half Japanese. I'm gonna go with that. Looks half Japanese. Good. All right, and with that, I'm finished. No, I'm just kidding. Thanks for popping in so far, Caleb and an imaginary Rejector. We're currently continuing writing, and it's so exciting because what's going on? They're going to be searching for Lucy, and then at the end of them searching for Lucy, he ends up dejected. Vassa does, and then whenever he gets in the car and everything, suddenly Lucy appears on his lap and just being the silliest, and is like, "I win hide and seek," or whatever she says. I won hide and seek. I'm the best. She starts bragging about it. I'm the winner. Kids. All right, so. Yeah, I think there'll still be hype. I mean, there's more to it than just her being a person. You still don't know if she's alive, right? And also, the story could change at any point. Just saying, I could make it to where is a manifestation of his trauma. That could even be a alternate reality where in an alternate universe where she is a manifestation of his reality and not an actual person. So maybe he's just imagining a half Japanese girl. Maybe it could be I could see her being like, you couldn't find me, that means I win, and just jumping up and down. Yeah, she's just like, and kids for some reason they do like this. They're like, yeah, where they're bouncing on a chair. They do that all the time, and she could do that. Just like an excited little kid. Probably one of the best depiction of toddlers I've seen is of Midoriya when he was a kid, and he's just like shaking his head back and forth, excited about All Might. Kids are so excited, and that is definitely something a kid would do. That's canon in the Uwu variant of the story I'm writing. Yes, Caleb, thank you. I forgot about that. Maybe she'll tell him to go hide next since he lost his turn to seek. And he's like, no, I think the game's over. Josh, I need all your work so far. Copy and paste it to me at your earliest convenience. Thank you. Well, Caleb, if you want, genuinely, if you want my work, all you gotta do is go down to the description. Go to the document files for the manga. Click it here. There it is. Story writing. And it is literally right here. This is the exact same thing I'm writing on. You can copy and paste it. You can't edit it, but you can copy and paste it. Or just like file, make a copy, right? So if you genuinely want to, you can. And I actually kind of want you to, because the Uwu version, that would be lovely. It would be lovely. Uwu. Yeah. Anyway, we've got a potential witness. So. Caleb will be like, send it now. And I'm like, sure, here you go. It's like, yeah. This is fun. No, Caleb is one of my funniest friends, honestly. He's a joy to talk to. And it's interesting because he's funny for different reasons for different people. With me, he tends to be much more like pokey, like he messes with me. And I think that's hilarious. And with my brother, who's much more sensitive, he makes different types of jokes. So he's got very good awareness with his audience, I guess. But yeah, no, he's a funny guy. LOL, thank you kindly. We've got a potential witness. Let me think. Okay, so how do they start the investigation? I love to poke. Yes, you poke me. You poke me all the time. Stop poking me. No, I love it when you poke. It's really funny. Yes, we've got a potential witness. How do we keep going? Sluggish. We've got a potential witness, a toddler. I don't want to repeat the same thing though. Should I repeat what I said before? Okay, I said thank you. I try to know my audience. Haha. Yeah. We gotta I don't. It'd be weird if we just repeated it all, because Vassa already explained what she looks like. So we could We can just say let's get everything to evidence, and we'll start the search. Which would be more important though, because if she could be related to the rebels, right, then she would make that the top priority, yeah? Would they just stop everything and then get everything to evidence? Like, how do we transition scenes here? Well, first, let's close the poll. Close the poll. In poll. Yes, Lucy is half Japanese now. I like how we just change lore based on votes. This could be an opportunity to lay out the warehouse, because they probably discuss how many entrances it has to see when where she could have left from. They probably divide and conquer. Yep. Is this a warehouse or is this the house? Because right now they're at the the hideout, right? So where they were writing all the letters and different stuff. And then we'll look for Lucy. Yeah. So, or do you mean, oh, okay, so they could take the opportunity to lay out the warehouse. So that means like this is the time where they find the evidence while also looking for Lucy. Got it. Okay. Not warehouse. Because there is the warehouse. There's the car warehouse. Me too. It's really early for me. There's the car warehouse where they're trying to there's the car warehouse where the rebels actually are, and where the super cool but also horrifying execution happens, which is in his legal right to do. I'm just gonna put that out there. But yeah, so there's that warehouse. That's not a warehouse, is it? That would be a manufacturing plant, yeah? So maybe it'd be that. I don't know. I don't know nothing. Anyway, the tea that I'm drinking today is the same as last time. Let's see. Maybe if we find her, we'll put... Yeah. Alright. Divide and conquer. So she pulls out her walkie-talkie, starts speaking in Japanese. Divide and conquer, people. I need a perimeter around the house. Okay, we've got a potential witness. We need a perimeter around the house. Yeah, it was a factory. Yeah. The perimeter around the house, man, such a good idea. Got a potential witness. We need a perimeter around the house. And she walks out of the room. Okay. We need a perimeter around the house. Let's get what evidence we can and divide and conquer and send it to HQ. We've got a potential witness. We need a perimeter around the house. Let's get whatever evidence we have and send it to HQ. Divide and conquer. People, divide and conquer. Okay. And then we transition to the next page. We're on page 32. Eaterific. Let's see. Okay, so DBD-doo. Next we are going to That's true. That's true. This would be probably in the suburbs. Oh, white people, I got a potential witness. Divide and conquer. Let's get that evidence to headquarters. Oh. Beautiful, beautiful. But yeah, we should also lay out the area around the house. Are there other homes, maybe woods she could run into? That would help the search. Yeah, I think it's a suburban area, yeah? So I would go back to a wide shot of the house for this page. How do I say that? I don't usually say we show. They say we have. Okay, I guess I do say that. A snippet from my working transcript. Beautiful, beautiful. I love it. Keep it going. Keep it coming. I want more. And I also want one with a rendition of every character being Donald Trump. I just want one. Be beautiful. Some say the best version of viable. Page 32. We have a wide shot of a house. We have a wide shot of the house. Showing we show the police going to different neighbors. Asking about the child. Vassa is standing. frustrated. We could do the whole 12 hours later sort of thing, but maybe like 3 hours later, 2 hours later or so. But also it would be like, she didn't really have anywhere to go. Kayla just sent me a message. So I got a great manga. One of the best mangas, my friend in China. They love this manga. They tell everyone it's the best and biggest manga they've ever seen. China, you mean Japan? Anyway, we have a wide shot of the house. We show the police going to different neighbors, asking about the child. Vassa is standing outside, frustrated, tapping his foot. She doesn't have anywhere to go. Huh. Guess I got her. Good work, gang. Pacing around. No, you're fine, Caleb. I'm having fun. You just chatting with us, and honestly, I think I'm much more productive with people, especially funny people around. It makes it a lot easier for me to think of it. Vassa is because that's true. You know, it's like if there's nowhere to go, then how would they have lost her, right? So. Giving me the hard questions. We have a wide shot of the house. But also, don't get in trouble. I don't want you to get in trouble at work because you're on my stream. So, but thanks for hopping in. We show the police going to different neighbors, asking about the child. Vassa. Visibly frustrated. Hana comes out of the house. We've checked every avenue we could. We've gotten all of the evidence out. The neighbors say that there isn't any kids. The neighbors say there isn't any half Japanese kids. Living here. Well, the oldest kids in this neighborhood are in their teens, or we checked every room we could. We've gotten all the evidence out. The neighbors say that the oldest kids living in this neighborhood are in their teens. So, sorry to say this, Vassa, but we lost her. I don't think we'll find her. I think we should call off the search. Should we include a hours later? That's a new poll. Heyo. Should we include a certain amount of hours later? A SpongeBob-esque 2 hours later. Slab. Are they called slabs? I think they're called slabs. I think no, because I think the establishing shot is enough. But maybe it would make it more easy for the audience to see. Yeah. That's good. Perhaps to comfort Vassa, they offered to put a missing persons report so people will be on the lookout. Vassa is visibly saddened by his loss. I mean, she's not dead. Or is she? By the news. Hana react. Not usually SpongeBob style. True. Yeah, sometimes they'll stay like a certain amount of time later. Maybe she, because they just met on this case, yeah? But she would know the news about what happened in Russia. So she would also be, yeah. That's true, they do say that in to identify passages of time. Yep. And then it'll add like maybe the time on it. Now you could, instead of that, you could show like a sunset or something happening. That's another thing. Just to show the passage of time. Yeah, so maybe the reason why Hana opens up to Vassa is trying to comfort him by trying to be more relatable, I guess. So, like, that's kind of an inversion of what I initially thought. So, she probably knows some of it, but as much as would be publicly disclosed. Yeah, sunset works too. Okay. I'm going to include a sunset. Now, obviously, in the evening. We show the police going to different neighbors asking about the child. We show Vassa outside the house, visibly frustrated. Hana comes out of the house. We checked every room we could. We've gotten all the evidence out. The neighbors say that the oldest kids living in this neighborhood are in their teens. Tried to say this Vassa, but we lost her. I think we should call off the search. Vassa is visibly saddened by the news. We'll put out a missing persons report. And so people will be on the lookout. And then she just appears in his lap. Oh, I love kids. They're just silly. Oh. So you didn't see her? Let me think. Are you sure you're not able to find her? He asks while she's sitting in his lap. And she stares at him and is like, nope. Yeah, we couldn't find the kid. Alright. So that's when he knows. And she's just playing on his lap. And that's whenever she tries not to pry, but she says something like, yeah, so that case with the kid really affected you, huh? So we haven't really told the audience about Vassa's trauma yet. And this would be a good time to do it, I think. Alright, we're getting into the traumatic stuff, the backstories of these characters. And what music to go with it, huh? Alright, let's go. I have about 10, 20, 30. I have until 8. Thanks, Siri. I have about... Oh my gosh, my alarm. I have about 30 minutes. Stop. Okay. Nope. That would never not be funny. I need to turn off my alarms before I start my stream so that it doesn't interrupt me. Okay. New page, page 33. All right. Vassa and Hana get in the car. They buckle their seatbelts. Does Lucy just pop into existence, or does she like come from behind and just crawl into his lap? I think that's cute too. And he's just like, what? Crawls, yeah. Crawls into Vassa's lap from the back seat. That's cute. That's just kids, man. She doesn't have a booster seat, so she makes Vassa into one. It's like, I won! And Vassa's just like... And then Hana's like, what's up? Yeah. And he's like, are you sure you couldn't find her? Like, yeah, we couldn't find her. Yeah. All right. I think it's funny because Lucy is just being a kid, and every time she disappears, she it's kind of in a way that you don't really see her manifest, right? She just kind of appears in a way to where you can see her like in the next scene, rather than her just like popping out of existence. Which is actually kind of, that would make a good movie, I think. Yeah. I won. I won hide and seek. You couldn't find me. I win. I'm winner. Boss is very shocked. You couldn't find me. I did it. I'm the winner. What did you say earlier? You said, I can imagine her saying... you feel sad, you couldn't... And then she pops up. Just a toddler thing. That means I win. Yeah, okay. That's right, right. You couldn't find me. That means I win. He jumps up and down. She jumped up and down excitedly. I see so many kids working who literally just jump up and down randomly. Like they just have so much energy. They don't even they're not even like at the park or anything or anything. They're literally just doing like this, just like out of the blue, you know. On top of his lap. Hana looks at him. What's up? Are you sure you didn't find her? I still jump up and down randomly. That's I guess it depends on the person. Yeah. I don't have that much energy. Back in high school, I did it in basketball and people laughed. But that's okay. Yeah, I mean, I don't see a problem with it. So, you know, it doesn't hurt anybody. I think it's really adorable when kids do it. So, I never seen an adult really. I mean, I do it sometimes. I see girls do it sometimes when they're excited about things. I don't know if they're just Japanese girls trying to act cute though. So, or if that's like genuine. That's another thing about Japan with girls here. I can't really like not girls, but like women here. I can't really tell if they're like being, you know, cutesy to look more attractive, or if they're genuinely that way. And I would say some of them are genuinely that way, but some of them are absolutely acting. So it's kind of hard to tell. Anyway, Vassa, are you sure? You couldn't find her? Yeah. Yeah, there are no traces of her. So far in the story, I like the fact that I don't really have that many thought bubbles. Oh, and then you mentioned a thought bubble. I think there should at least be a thought bubble of him thinking on whether or not Hana can see her. Did you not see this little kid? Because I'd imagine he'd take notice of that. Yeah. Yeah, I'd probably include it afterwards. But so far the only thought bubbles I've included were when Vassa first discovers that Lucy is weightless, and that the pad, the head pad, isn't cool. So I like the fact that I've kind of kept thought bubbles to a minimum, because there's so many manga, at least that I've read, or so many web novels that just thought bubble galore, right? They use it as a way to give exposition and different things, rather than occasionally using it for more of a thought. Yeah, that told me was funny. You're like, I like there's not so many, and I was already like, here's one. Yeah, it's fine. No worries. I also think that I should include the thought bubble here to add clarity. Then we turn the page. Or we can have that. We can have the whole page just be that. And have it at a dynamic angle. It's true. For some reason, they make the speech bubbles and the thought bubbles look very similar. Yeah. Recently, I realized the villain in Fairy Tail may have been thought bubbling his plans, and for months I thought it was a speech bubble, and I was like, why? Yeah. 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 I think I should leave the thought bubbles to the important moments. And we can have them open up now. Make it less awkward. Now we can kind of have the reverse dynamic. Hana breaks the silence. So hey, if you need to talk about that previous case or anything, you can. That came out of nowhere. Well, I mean, you're worried about a kid, and it was related to a kid, and I'm the only one you can speak Russian to. So the reason why he says that came out of nowhere is a callback to whenever she said that in the awkward conversation on the way there. I'm just joshing. Yeah. I include my name in there. Haha. Self-insert. Let's go. I'm just joshing. I don't know what this is. Is this like reindeer antlers? Yeah, because Hana said the exact same thing whenever he tried to talk to her. Probably the same as what you heard. A stray bullet killed a kid. Someone who always wanted kids, that. That really broke my spirit. And your reputation. Well, there's that too, but I couldn't care less. It was my superior who sent me here. So till the storm blows over. My issue with writing quotes and speech bubbles is that I tend to forget who says what, so I have to say. Yeah, but that's not a regular room. Just thinking ahead, we could transition from this to Vassa asking about Hana. So maybe she seemed uncertain on the radio when looking for Lucy, and he wonders why. And that's how we get from his trauma to her struggles. Yeah? Is Vassa married? That is a new thing that just popped in my head, because the first conversation, when I have conversations with people, I tend to ask them things like that, and it's kind of related to the whole statement of, you know, is oh, I gotta end this poll. It's kind of related to the statement of I've always wanted kids. Let's start. More Vassa lore, let's go! Widower, that's a good option. Very interesting. So that way he can still have a romantic interest, maybe? Aww. What if she died in childbirth? That'd be so sad. Oh. Oh, that would make me so sad. Oh. No, should I do that? That would make sense. He wanted to have kids with his wife, but she died in childbirth. Oh, that would be so sad. Oh, that would be so sad. No. He lost both his wife and his kid. Ah, but it's so good. Ah, that's so good. It would make me sad. I mean, I just think it's sad because death is sad. I don't have a personal, story or situation about death through childbirth. I don't know anyone who's died in childbirth or anything. I do know that a lot of people in modern times use death in childbirth as a reason for not wanting children. Even though, you know, the fatality rates of women having kids is much, much lower than it used to be. Oh, that's such a good backstory. I'm gonna go with that. I know it's sad, but like, I gotta go with that. Yeah, that's so sad. Ah, wow, man, that's just like straight to the heart. Golly, man, that's like the last time I felt this way was the last time, like, there was this video game. I just saw the Let's Play of it, but it was about this kid with cancer. That was sad, man. I love sad stuff. I love crying. Okay. I genuinely got sad writing one of my main character's heart problems, and I felt weird about that. You know it's going to be good when people can relate, when people feel like empathetic or sympathetic towards characters. That's so sad, man. Oh gosh. He's just a broken-hearted man. Ah, this is a moment. Ah, that's so sad. Ah, dude, that's crazy good. Ah, we went from like a little jovial thing. That's the good thing about writing, man. Like, you can really affect people's emotions, and I think good writing really does affect how people feel. Just ending it with "I was," and just there being an awkward silence. That that's a lot, dude. Yeah. We can have Lucy fall asleep or something. Yeah, I feel like since Lucy is right there, it might actually hurt Vassa a bit to think on that. Okay, this is definitely way longer than one page. Yeah, she could. Maybe she could say something silly in the background like, hide and seek makes me tired. Yeah, she could. Ah, okay. Where should I put that? Maybe she's just like wiping her eyes because she's like, you know, sleepy. I don't know. I kind of want this to be a moment. If she were to sleep, would Vassa be worried about her safety? Well, Vassa can... take 20. And if he was... what would Hana think? We're gonna have to work on this later, man. We're gonna have to work on this later. I spent a lot of time just, like, contemplating that, man. Sorry about that. Yeah. Dude. What a story, man. That's so sad. It makes sense why he's so worried now. Yeah. Next time on Dragon Ball Z, we're gonna figure out... you could say something. Hide and seek makes me tired. I can come back. I get off work today at 12:30 because they asked me in early. But most likely I'll come back tomorrow. Before work, because I work on Saturdays too. Usually I'm off Fridays and I'm off Sundays. But I'm going to America on Saturday for Christmas. And so after tomorrow, it'll be like 2 weeks before I can work on this again. So I think tomorrow will be my last day for this week. And then it's off to the great old USA. And I'll to visit my family for Christmas. And I'll be back on the 4th of January, which is a Thursday, I think. And then I work basically the next day. So, and I can just get back on the grind, make sure I wake up early and try to get enough sleep. I'll probably be exhausted after work, but I'll be alright. Yeah. By the way, before you go, I just want to thank you because your talk of Prince of Tennis got me into Beyblade, since there's something just as goofy in that as in the Prince of Tennis movie. You're welcome. I love the silliness. I love the weird... yeah, that's why I came upon that moment again. Yeah, man, I appreciate you for always hanging out and coming by. And consistently too, man. I appreciate you, man. You've been helping me a lot. Yeah. Dude, this has been fun. I've been having a lot of fun just writing it. I can't wait to see like myself drawing it too. So, big questions for next time. Number 1. We know that Vassa's wife died in childbirth. I'm keeping that storyline. Moses parted the Red Sea with a Beyblade? Oh my gosh. That's insane. Man, the things that people come up with, that's just hilarious. See, this is why, and I always say this, people compare the Prince of Tennis moment to that. Yeah, man, that's freaking wild. Dude, this is why I want to have an alternate universe. I want people to copy, to make their favorite versions of things, to make the silliest, outrageous things, because those have value too as a really crazy, bizarre sort of thing, and I want that. I want that for my manga, for Viable. My manga is going to be pretty serious, but people can make spin-offs to where they part the Red Sea with a Beyblade, or they have a telephone, a time travel musical number. This is just so good. So good. Yeah, I want stuff like that. Which is why I'm okay with Caleb, for example, making an Uwu version. By the way, the Moses thing is canon, unlike Prince of Tennis. Oh my gosh. That's wild, man. That's wild. That's crazy. That's crazy. I love stuff like that. Canon Moses Beyblade Master. What, did you use like a dreidel or something because he's Jewish? It's like, oh, that'd be funny. Man, that's funny. That's just funny. All right, so Vassa's wife died in childbirth. I need to write that. She may have been Japanese. She may have been Russian. I don't know. But the reason probably why he cares about Lucy so much is because it reminds him of his wife and his potential child. So Lucy could be a ghost. That could also lead people into thinking that Lucy is a ghost, even though she is not technically. Spoiler, but I already said that earlier. Yeah. So, first question, should I make her Japanese? Japaneser. Number 2, the second thing. And to your point about coming on here, it's been an honor to be able to contribute at all. Like a YouTuber I've been subbed for years, has been interacting with me and I've been helping them. Man, that just makes me feel all good inside. Thank you. I'm having a blast with these. It's so much fun. I feel like I've been absent in YouTube. That's wild. And you're like putting together this boss story. So thank you a ton. Thank you, man. Thank you for joining. You've put in a lot of input, and so has Rihanna, and Caleb too, actually. And I've had a blast working with this. And yeah, it's like a blast in the past to see like people from my Nisekoi days coming back and joining and having just as much fun with me doing this. And I'm really glad. I'm really glad that you've joined me. So I'm really appreciative. Thank you. Man. And this has been fun. This has been so much fun. Yeah. So, yeah. Should I make the wife Japanese? That's number 1. To kind of be a red herring as to, or not red herring. So people would think that Lucy might be a ghost of the child of her kid. Of his kid. And number 2, I just want to make sure I don't overstep, since even though it's copyleft, it's your story. No, you're fine, man. Again, most of the inputs that we've had have been very helpful. I'm a very extroverted person, generally. And so I bounce ideas off of people. And my main ideas are still in the story. And, even the important ideas like Vassa's wife and daughter dying in childbirth, that was my idea, right? It's been a collaborative effort, and I can still claim it to be mine because I came up with the initial concepts, and I came up with the many of the ideas that ended up being in the final draft so far. So yeah, it's been a lot of fun, and I think having this sort of story writing process makes it a lot honestly a lot easier on me. It has less of a pressure on me, and so as long as we follow the original like script, and then kind of fill in the gaps in between, and I'm comfortable with that. As I kind of feel bad though, because it's going to be written by Josh, even though technically there's a lot of input that was written by you guys. And so as long as you're okay with that, I'm okay with you giving me input. So it's kind of like a which one do you want to be involved in? So it's like, yeah. And I think it's more of a conversation rather than a do this or else, kind of thing. So yeah, a lot of your input has been applied. But I can still claim it to be mine. So, but even still, I would definitely, yeah, I would definitely say like Josh. Yeah, story by Josh. And if you're okay with that, then I'm okay with you helping. So, yep. Yeah, it's a Copyleft Manga. I feel like though, if other people were to join in, they'd be like, "Oh well, Josh didn't write this. His fans wrote this, or not even fans. His viewers wrote this. Who were, you know, his friend viewers wrote this with him. It was a collaborative thing. And why is he taking credit for that?" That's kind of what I'm worried about. But outside of that, I don't really have that many concerns. So I don't think you're overstepping. In fact, I welcome. So yeah, and you're totally okay with it. Awesome. So yeah, I'll just claim it to be mine because it is mostly mine. And I made it copyleft so anybody can also do anything with it if they want. And I encourage that. So if there's something about the story that you're not the biggest fan of and you want to change it, absolutely grab it, copy and paste, edit it to your heart's content, and that's yours, right? So I consider myself a fan. Oh, thank you. Oh, sucks. Yeah, you knew you. Yeah, so yeah, man, it's wild, so strange. Like I can't. Technically, I'm still a small YouTuber, right? Because I only have like 11,000 subscribers, and I think a majority of them are inactive too. I only have 2 or 3 people, one of them being a close friend of mine, and the 2 of you, Rihanna and you, Imagine Rejector, being from the Nisekoi days. And so it's like, yeah, if anyone says that, I'd say it was suggestions and I was okay with you using them. Thank you. I appreciate you. Yeah. I have very few like live stream viewers, which actually makes it a bit easier because I can bounce ideas off of you. And then I use polls and different things too. So even if I start getting more viewers, I can still do that. But right now, because you're here whenever it's so small, I think you can give a lot more input. So, and yeah, a lot are from Nisekoi for sure. But yeah, man, it's good to see even the people from Nisekoi still coming by and checking up on me. So I really appreciate that. It's been a lot of fun. It's been so much fun. I need to go. I don't want to go. I wish I didn't have to work today. But I love kids. I'll be okay. Yeah. I checked on your channel occasionally, but God blessed me with the notification for this. Yeah. Yeah, man. Sometimes I go back and check like the voice actors who worked with me on Nisekoi and stuff. You know, it's kind of frustrating to me because some of the voice actors after Nisekoi, there was some drama between them and they stopped interacting with each other. But I still check up on them and see if they're doing all right. There was this one guy who got into a grooming scandal, which was just crazy. So, yeah, not associated with him anymore. But I hope people at least view the VODs and comment and stuff. Yeah, absolutely. I think the more popular this gets, and I think there's, after the first chapter especially, there's going to be like a boom of people watching. Yeah. I hope after the yeah, it's ick. I think after the first chapter, there's going to be a boom of people watching because they'll see in the chapter itself that this is a copyleft work and that I stream it pretty much. I mean, hopefully I could one day do it full time, and then work my other job part time. Because I really like this. I'm having so much fun doing this. But yep. That is today. Yes, I do associate with some. for example, the girl who voiced Kirisaki, Momoka, I'd still consider her open to interacting with more official works. Her name, she goes by her real name now, which is Caitlin Myers, and she did a lot of retro style songs like "Stay With Me," and she did English covers of them, and now she's gotten very popular doing stuff like that. She also is doing official voice acting work, and so long as what she's voice acting is official, she'd be okay with voice acting for it, which I think would be fine. Same with people like Irisu, I think, or Iris is her real name. I think she went by Irisu in her. She played Onodera, and then there's other people who I haven't really contacted since the Nisekoi stuff, which I'd have to ask them. But like Akane Sasusora, who we were really close during Nisekoi, but after we kind of dropped off. If Akane is okay with doing different things with me, I'm okay with it. So that's kind of how I feel. I got into bad blood with the girl who voiced the smart one. I forgot her name, but that was more to do with Facebook drama and things. And originally, she was more interested in working with me. But yes, so but yeah, so people like Caitlin Myers and Iris, I haven't really talked to them very much. I haven't really kept up with them personally, but they are still active, and they're still pretty good with voice acting things. With Akane, I haven't. It feels weirder with him or with them. I think Akane is not identifying as him anymore. I'm not sure. Anyway, it's a little more awkward because we were closer then than we are now. So I don't know how Akane would feel about working with me. But if he shows up, and that's fine. Yeah. I don't really know much about the people they are now. I just keep up with them. Dima Lancaster, he's still making great music. Actually, he was a few years ago. I don't know if he is now. He probably is, knowing him. Yeah, and he's pretty cool. I'd be okay with collaborating with him again. Yeah, so there's people out there who I'm still okay with working with. Yeah, there's just one person specifically that I would say absolutely not to, and there's a few that might not want to work with me because of my political beliefs. That got into some drama there. But other than that, I'm open to working with most of them again if they want to, and I might even reach out to them if the project furthers on to where I can afford to make an anime. So yeah, and it would be a Japanese anime technically because I live in Japan. So it's yeah. So I gotta go. Dang it. Was he the one that dubbed the OP? I like that. It was catchy. My sibling liked it. Yeah, the one that someday you will unlock all my feels. Yeah, that's Dima Lancaster. He changed it later to My Feelings. He's actually, I believe he's Russian. Yeah. And so his English is a second language. But I was okay with All My Feels. He just changed it to Feelings, My Feelings. And that's fine. In his second cover that he made, I think, with Akane. So, yep. That was fun. I had a blast with it. My issue with Nisekoi that ultimately caused it to end was the copyright stuff. There's a lot of frustrations for me personally. I was doing a lot of the video editing and things, and I didn't want anyone else to do it because I was a perfectionist in high school, and I was like, I need to do this. This is something I need to do. But that included both the video editing and like the sound effects and different things. and I wanted the voice actors to just be voice actors. They were willing to help. They were very nice, but I kind of overworked myself on that. And then there was also the straw that broke the camel's back was my grandfather passing away, and he had been in my life for like 10 years, like in my household for 10 years, and like so he's like a second father figure to me, and that was a very depressing time. So that's kind of why I stopped the Nisekoi dub entirely. But yeah, that's the story. I'd be okay with pretty much anyone from Nisekoi, even the people who don't like me because of my political beliefs. And honestly, I'm trying my best not to express my political beliefs, but as an American, everyone knows we all have them. And if you get too close with me and personal with me, you might discover them, and that, you know, that could push someone the wrong way. And I'm trying not to put my political beliefs explicitly in my story. So, oh, thank you. I appreciate you, man. But yeah, it was a while. It was 2015 when he died, which was almost 10 years ago. It's like 8 years ago. Man, time flies. But anyway, thanks for hopping in. I really appreciate you, and thank you for helping me go back to memory lane, go back down memory lane before I leave for work. I'm probably gonna have to rush a bit because I still need to brush my teeth, but yeah. So here I am in Japan, which is a huge development in my life. I've been having so much fun here, and I wanted to, now that my mental state was a lot better, I wanted to get back into doing other projects that I was interested in, which Viable was a big one. So I'll see you tomorrow if you're here, and yeah, I'll be back same time. Yeah. Alrighty. Bye-bye. Have a good night or good evening. Good morning for me. Good afternoon. Good night. Yes. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.